In a world full of stories, some truths remain buried. But here at Truth Quest Documentaries, we go beyond the surface, diving deep into the untold histories, hidden mysteries, and forgotten battles that have shaped our world. Through thorough research and investigative storytelling, we reveal the facts hidden in plain sight, truths that have been overlooked, distorted, or forgotten by time. Join us on this journey to uncover the facts, challenge the myths, and connect the dots of history. Welcome to Truth Quest Documentaries, where the search for truth never ends. World War I, often overshadowed by the global scale and horror of World War II, was a cataclysmic event that forever altered the course of history. Yet, despite the immense loss of life and destruction, there are battles within this war that have faded into obscurity. Battles where the valor of soldiers went unremembered, and the strategic significance became a footnote in history. Today, we journey back to one of those forgotten moments of the Great War, the battle that has been left behind in the pages of time. Welcome to the untold story of the forgotten Battle of World War I in 1914. The world was teetering on the edge of disaster. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary in Sarajevo sparked a series of events that would soon engulf the globe in one of the deadliest conflicts ever seen. The political alliances and rivalries of the time, combined with imperial ambitions, created a perfect storm. By August 1914, the major powers of Europe were at war. This was the dawn of the First World War, a conflict that would see millions of lives lost and entire empires crumble. But within this vast theater of war, there are battles that have been lost to history. One such battle took place, insert date here, in a small, unnamed region on the Western Front. The soldiers who fought here were tasked with breaking through enemy lines that had remained static for months, defined by brutal trench warfare and relentless artillery barrages. The battle was a tactical gamble, ordered by high command in the hopes of diverting attention from larger, more prominent campaigns. It was not expected to be a defining moment of the war, yet it would become a grueling contest of endurance and human will. Life in the trenches was nothing short of hell. Soldiers faced not only the enemy but also disease, hunger, and exhaustion. The sound of shells exploding overhead became a constant companion, while the sight of comrades falling beside them was a daily occurrence. The cold, the mud, and the stench of death were ever present, and yet, in these dire conditions, men forged bonds of camaraderie that helped them endure. The mud is like a sea of despair. We wade through it, knowing that at any moment a bullet or shell might find us. The only thing keeping us going is each other, and the hope that this nightmare will end. This battle, though forgotten by many, held significant strategic value. High command believed that if they could break through the enemy's lines here, it would force a retreat and potentially shift the balance of power on the front. But the stakes were high. Both sides had entrenched positions, and the cost of failure would be catastrophic. Soldiers were ordered to go over the top, to charge into a hail of bullets, hoping to reach the enemy trenches before being cut down. At dawn, the order was given. The soldiers, many of them barely out of their teens, knew the chances of survival were slim. But with courage and resolve, they climbed out of their trenches and charged into the maelstrom. Machine guns rattled, shells exploded, and chaos reigned. Yet, despite the ferocity of the enemy fire, they pressed on. The ground was littered with the fallen, but the survivors continued their push, inching closer to the enemy lines. When the smoke cleared, the battlefield was a scene of devastation. The battle had raged for days, with neither side able to claim a decisive victory. Thousands of lives were lost, and the front lines remained unchanged. What had been hoped to be a breakthrough had become yet another costly stalemate. For the soldiers who survived, the memories of this battle would haunt them for the rest of their lives. We gave everything we had, but in the end, it feels like we accomplished nothing. So many good men are gone, and the world will never know their names. It's like this battle never even happened. So why did this battle fade into obscurity? One reason is that it was part of a series of smaller engagements that, while significant to the men who fought in them, were overshadowed by larger, more decisive battles like the Somme or Verdun. These larger battles captured the public's attention and were immortalized in history books, while smaller battles like this one were relegated to footnotes. Historian many battles in World War I were fought with the same level of intensity, but the ones that get remembered are often those with the most significant political or strategic outcomes. The forgotten battle we're discussing today, though important, simply didn't have the kind of outcome that would cement its place in the collective memory of the war. Yet, despite its lack of fame, the human cost of this battle was staggering. Thousands of young men, sons, brothers, husbands, lost their lives, and many more were left scarred, both physically and mentally. For their families, this battle would never be forgotten. The pain of loss was a constant reminder of the price paid in blood. I watched my best friend fall beside me. I had known him since we were boys. Now, he lies somewhere on that field, and I don't even know if anyone will remember him. But I will never forget. As we stand here today, over a century later, it's important to remember that every battle in World War I, whether famous or forgotten, was fought by men who gave everything they had. Their sacrifices, their bravery, and their suffering are a part of the history we must never forget. This is why we tell their stories, even the ones that time has tried to erase. We fought not for glory, but for each other. If history forgets us, so be it. But I will remember the faces of my comrades until the day I die. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the forgotten battle of World War I. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more historical deep dives. Let's ensure that the stories of those who fought and died in these forgotten battles are remembered and honored. See you in the next video. Subscribe now for more untold stories from history. Don't let their sacrifices be forgotten.